Bird of Prey 5. Hail Karuga!
Kapla!
Kapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karuga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Monday, October 16th, 2023. And it would appear the YouTube chat gods have gobbled away the first few chats. I could have sworn I checked in earlier, and there were some chats that now appear missing in both places, somehow, the old and the new. So I do believe we are missing a couple of chats at least. The first chat I am seeing is at 2:20 p.m. from John DeMarco saying the complex levels of behavior of your display connote a fairly well-developed cognitive array, a line from the epic poem, an ode to Spot, that Data, of course, created for his cat Spot. Felis catus is your taxonomic nomenclature, an endothermic quadruped, carnivorous by nature. Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute to your hunting skills and natural defenses. I find myself intrigued by your subvocal oscillation, a singular development of cat communications that obliterates your basic hedonistic predilection for a rhythmic stroking of your fur to demonstrate affection. A tail is quite essential for your acrobatic talents. You would not be so agile if you lacked its counterbalance. And when not being utilized to aid in locomotion, it often serves to illustrate the state of your emotion. O Spot, the complex levels of behavior that you display connote a fairly well-developed cognitive array, and though you are not sentient, Spot, and do not comprehend, I nonetheless consider you a true and valued friend. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it is World Cat Day. Did I neglect to mention that? October 16th is indeed World Cat Day. So we're showing cats some love. Hashtag more cats for Yosef, as 47 Yorktown indeed put it in. Hashtag more cats for Yosef. And FKHC 2005 says, I miss my cat Scamper. Sorry to hear that. FKHC. Miss Londell's Groovy Movies says, Kapla, bat left to the face. Bat left to the face. Indeed. Richie Poole puts in some alpacas and says 5X because he was the fifth person here. Oh, maybe there weren't any previous chats. And Richie Poole puts in 5 sassies as well and says chaser of cats on World Cat Day. Yes, say sassy dog, chaser of cats, chaser of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. Aroo! Not Ryan Johnson says hello and kapla. Hail Karoga. Hail not Ryan Johnson. And Richie Poole says a special shout out to Cuddles, Thumper, and Duke, my 3 cats, on this World Cat Day. A shout out there to Cuddles, Thumper, and Duke, the Richie Poole cats. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movie says, ladies, for the record, nose rings look quite disgusting. Abso-fucking-lutely. I cannot stand in nose rings, particularly on women, and especially if they're those rings that go through the bottom of the nose with like the balls on both sides. Like, okay, if you're going to get a nose ring and you got a stud through your nose, that is bad enough. What the hell would possess you to fucking put a rod through your nose and like just the fucking thing that they put on animals so that they could pull animals around by their nose? Why would you ever get something like that? What message are you sending? How are you giving, how are you saying F you to the man by getting a fucking ring through your nose so you can be led around like a wild animal or like a domesticated animal that's not too happy to be domesticated? It sickens me. It looks disgusting, and it doesn't cause me to think you think very much of yourself if you've chosen to go that route. I have to agree. It is, and it's to be honest, Mr. Lundell, it's not just ladies. It's for members of both sexes. I'm sure it doesn't look any better for guys, although I don't care what guys look like. I am certain they certainly don't look smart if they've got the same type of nose ring. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Richie Poole says, but what if there's nose rings as a Starfleet insignia hanging from it? It's still a failure, Richie Poole. It's still a failure. They're failures as human beings. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Kapla from hell. Wait, that can't be, because then I'd at least be warm. Kapla, Gorilla, I don't know where you are, but it sounds like it's not warm. Mamo Cray, did you hear the door? Okay. We had a doorbell situation here. An unexpected doorbell situation. Resolute Germ says, hello, Resolute. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hail the bird of prey. Hail Sci-Fi Mombi. I guess we had a delivery of some sort. Edge of Time. There's greetings from the Edge of Time. Greetings, Edge of Time. We got brain emoji and exclamation points, beer, and a dancing guy, and a flag, a dinosaur, a hippopotamus, and Earth. I am very confused, Edge of Time, but welcome. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hail to John DeMarco, 47 Yorktown, FKHC 2005. Resolute says, hey to Mombi, who says, hail back to Mr. Londell and Captain Phantom Nerd and Richie Poole and Gorilla and Resolute Germ. And the Edge of Time says, lion diet is best diet. Meat, salt, water. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hail to the Edge of Time. Mr. Lundell waves at Sci-Fi Mombi. FKHC 2005 says, we the people means nothing now, sadly. Arabic Saunders says, Kapla, bird of prey, live long and prosper. LLAP, Arabic Sonder. Sci-Fi Mombi says, Kapla to me. Hakeem says, hey bird in chat. Kapla Hakeem. FKHC 2005 hails me. Hail to you, FKHC. Sci-Fi Mombi hails Arabic Sonder. Hakeem says, hey to Sci-Fi Mombi, who says, hail to Hakeem, who hails back. Arabic Sonder. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Who also says, howdy to Sci-Fi Mombi. Dave G. Sound says, Kapla Karoga. Kapla, Dave G. Sound. FKHC 2005 says, yep, it's true about cats. I saw my late barn cat, where I go horseback riding, who died 2 days short of his 17th birthday this past April. Dave D says, to celebrate, I pushed something off a shelf. FKHC says, walk across the top of the barn door when he was 16 and living outdoors still. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, I have to have many cats to shout out these lazy efforts. Edge of Time says, it's a great day to start the lion diet, meat, salt, water. Resolute Germ says, on the plus side, all you need is a 9-volt battery and they will cry uncomfortable. What? All you need is a 9-volt battery and they will cry uncomfortable. Why would you want to make your cat cry with a 9-volt battery? The only use humans have for 9-volt batteries, well, there's two uses. There is smoke detectors, and then there, if you wanted to electrocute yourself in a safe way, the 9-volt battery is you gotta get the part of your body quite wet, quite moist. And even then, it needs to be a part of the body that's susceptible to feeling electrical stimulation, like your lips or your tongue. You put it on your arm, you're probably not going to feel anything. You stick it somewhere else, you got half a shot. You're someone like me. You may have tested different parts of the body just to see what type of reaction you get. Not so much here, not so much there. Holy shit, that was quite a bit. Then not so much. You can figure out. You could figure out where. Yvette says, good evening, Burden, everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. Adjutime says, at least pig rings are symmetrical. Nostril rings instantly come across as a flaw. Exactly. Stanley says, any rebuttal from Salty about the word of bird stream? Not that I know of, Stanley. I have not heard from Salty. I have not seen any rebuttal to my rebuttal. I don't know if he even knows about my rebuttal. Antiderivative Jill with a $1.49 super sticker. Thank you so much, Antiderivative Jill. We got a super sticker that is a black cat. A black cat super sticker for World Cat Day. Thank you so much. And here we go. It's a fake. It's a fake. But I think that is in fact a real black cat. Dan Ben says meh to cats. Arabic Sanda says hey to Yvette. Says hey back. Words and Pictures says Kapla Berto Pray 5. Good to hear you. Good to be here. Good to have you here. Yvette says woohoo. World Cat Day. Edutime says, do you crave the flesh of ruminants? I don't know what these animals are. Some type of dog or deer. Looks like a bull, a dog, a goat, a sheep, a giraffe, a koala bear, a camel, and a horse. I don't, well, unless that bull is also a cow, and maybe that's a cow between the goat, next to the goat. I'm really not a fan of eating any of those particular animals, except a cow. And I mean, if I had to eat lamb, I've been known to do it, but it's not on my top few animals. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hail to Dan Ben, and hail the Words and Pictures. And Yvette. Words and Pictures says, hey to Mombi. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hail to Antiderivative Jill. And Yvette says, hey to Sci-Fi. Antiderivative Jill says, listening and driving. Drive safely. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, it's fun to put the 9 vote on those bull rings while they are sleeping. Andrew Jill says, hey, everyone, can't tag now. No worries. Stanley says, remind me to never borrow batteries from Bird. Yeah, that is true. You don't borrow batteries unless they're new. Yeah, that's just good for anybody. Don't borrow batteries from anybody unless they're new and in a package. Resolute Germ says, the kids with studs in their nose, get them to touch a 9 volt and laugh at their stupidity. LDG says, evening all, evening LDG. And Yvette says, I have put a 9-volt battery on my tongue. It's something curious peeps do. Yeah, well, curious people have been known to try the 9-volt battery in other places. And curiosity does get the better of people. I don't judge. I don't judge. So I'm pretty sure I told this story before, but in high school, the girl I knew with the nose ring, of course, in those days, nose rings were more just the stud in your nose. It was a pretty big stud. Like there are studs that people have in their nose today that are so tiny, I didn't even notice they had a nose ring till like the third or fourth time I met them. Like I just assumed it was a piece of dirt on their nose, and I tried not to look too closely at it. And then later, it wasn't a piece of dirt. It was a black stone for whatever reason they had as their. Anyway, the point being, this girl, a high school girl, she had this nose ring. She was the only one I'm sure she wasn't the only one, but she had the most noticeable nose ring in our grade, I guess. And like, she always looked weird to me. She like looked like she was, I don't know. She never looked particularly attractive. And I did not think this nose ring helped. And then I almost, in high school, and you guys know, I know I'm not a particularly attractive person, despite what Mama Prey says. But Mama Prey has to say I'm handsome because I'm her son. But in high school, I was even less handsome than later on in life. I knew I was in no position to make fun of how anybody else looked, but this woman, this young woman, when she said, I have a nose ring because if I didn't, I would look like, and she proceeded to name the 2 or 3 universally accepted most attractive girls at the school. She's like, I would look just like, A, B, and C. And I cracked up laughing. I had to hold myself back. I don't think she understood what was going on, but I was cracking up on the inside. And I was thinking, yeah, sure. Right. If you didn't have a nose ring, you would look totally like so-and-so and other so-and-so. In what fucking world? In what world, Naomi, do you think you look like A or B? No, you are nuts. You look nothing like them. Okay? If you look like them, you'd be fine. You wouldn't have to worry about anything for the rest of your life. Now, it's funny because as it turns out, that's not really true. But at the time, you know, if she had looked like any of these girls she imagined she looked like, she would probably have been in a much better place. But no, the reality was she didn't look anything like the girls she thought she looked like. They were all much better looking. She was, I mean, I don't, it feels awkward to give a numerical rating to you know, a 17-year-old, but we were all 17 or 16 or whatever we were at the time. But you know, she was a best of 5, and saying that if I didn't have this nose ring, I'd look just like these 9s and 10s. But in fact, she was, you know, a 5 or a 6, that she got herself a nose ring and made herself a 3 or a 4, because she wanted to set herself apart from these 9s and 10s. Grant you, I'm a guy 1 on the corner, but I still have eyes, you know. I still have eyes. Yeah, she was goth, I guess. But like, if you want to be goth, that's fine. But don't say that you're you know, you're in competition with the, you know, with the cheerleader or the otherwise most, not that we had cheerleaders, we didn't. But if we did, you know, she's basically saying that she'd be head cheerleader when she was not. Edge of Time says, ruminants are mammals that chew the cud, mostly grass eaters. I had never heard of that term, Edge of Time. Thank you for that lesson. So basically, ruminants are the animals that we like to eat for food. Stan Lee says, the public service announcement, never use a TV remote or telephone receiver in a hotel room. Because of the disgusting nature of what's on those things, I suppose. But I think using those things builds up your immune system. Stanley says, trust me, I've seen movies. Oh my God. I can only imagine in all the hotel rooms I've been to my life. You know what? You just got to get over it. You got to, if I was afraid of what I might have picked up, I would suspect I had AIDS. If I didn't get AIDS, then it just, you know, you deal with it. Your immune system learns to deal with whatever was on the remote controls, the phone, because I picked up every phone in every hotel room I was ever in. I laid on the outside of the beds, you know, the blankets. I laid on them. And probably after I got out of the shower too, I probably sat on the bed with just a towel, and it not covering the entirety of the bed. And I would, I put my clothes into the drawers of hotel rooms that it's not like I cleaned out the drawer. I just put my clothes into it, both dirty. Some drawers would be for my dirty clothes and some for my clean. And unfortunately for the people who came after, I doubt they cleaned the drawers. Hey, Mom O'Cray.
And you didn't get any horrible infections until you went to an ICU room in a hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hospital, that's where you really don't want to use the telephone receiver. Stanley says, trust me, I've seen movies. Is that all she had fears? Was she goth or a riot girl? As far as I know, it was all she had fears. World Wizard Captain Infinity says, Cud were excellent indie band circa 1990. I had not heard of them either. FKCH 2005 says, just unmuted the show and we're talking about a normal nose or like a bull. That was it. We're talking about both. The one I was talking about, she had a normal nose stud, but anybody who has the bull-like one is even dumber. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies says, this chica with the nose ring, was she by chance one of those goth types? Yeah, she was. At least I think she was. Stanley says, hey, it could be worse. Captain Infinity says, Rich and Strange was an especially good track. Stanley says, at least you had the height thing going, Bird. Being the height thing going, being short sucked. That's true. I did have the height thing going. I didn't have the hair, although I did in high school. I had my hair in high school. It was college where I lost my hair. I had the height. I had the giant calves for those people who apparently had a calf thing. But other than that, not so much. Resolute Germ says, and with the nose ring, she looked like she escaped from the dairy. Captain Infinity says, better to have loved a short girl than never to have loved at all. Oh, short girls were definitely cute. There's no problem with short girls. Short guys have the problem. Not my problem, but I do recognize that most girls, including short girls, want to be shorter than the guy they're dating. So if you're a short guy, you have a lot less women willing to date. Miss Lundell says the Resolute Germ and changed her name from Elsie. I don't get that. Rock Solid Productions. Hey, Rock Solid, how you doing? Says LDG is the underground dead. No, Rock Solid. You got to go back to the original URL, freethenet.org/underground. Stanley says, unfortunately, I couldn't find many of my high school crushes on Facebook. Hopefully, they all got fat. The funny thing about that is the girls who were most attractive in my younger years, like elementary, junior high, and high school, they all almost universally went on to be mediocre looking adults. Whereas the average looking girls from those same years almost universally went on to be incredibly attractive adults. And by adults, I meant when I saw them in my late 20s. We had a kind of reunion, an unofficial class reunion, where I got to see a number of my classmates. I mean, other than, granted, I'm Facebook friends with all these people, so it's not that they were particularly surprising how they looked, but pictures lie. And some people post, obviously, only the best of the best pictures. So you're never 100% sure what somebody really looks like until you're looking at them in person. But yeah, I was shocked that the girls who were the cutest, up through high school, by their, 10 years after high school ended, at least, they're, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28 years old. 28 years old. It had all flipped. Even the low to average looking ones have become incredibly attractive, and the ones that you thought were the prom queens that were going to be the most attractive looking their whole lives, for whatever reason, had say came ugly. They weren't ugly, but they were average at best. So it was really interesting. Unfortunately, one of the girls who had become, I thought, particularly attractive, she was even into me a bit. And she's like, "Oh my God, I heard so many good things about you." I was aback. Who would she even hear this from? Unfortunately, she got herself incredibly drunk, and to the point that another one of the ladies had to take her home, because it wouldn't have been right for any guy to be with her at that point. And then I never heard from her again. And then I got sick, and so no point in even contacting her. LDG says, "Hey to Rock Solid." No, it's still at freethenet.org/underground. And Rock Solid says, "Okay, try to get in through StreamYard last night and everything was coming up dead." Yeah, he changed the URL. Stanley says, "Like those fat chicks who insisted on wearing spandex. FKCH 2005, it sounds like she had other issues going on if she wanted a nose ring. Yeah, it's probably true. Stanley says, so she was like from a movie and just had to take her glasses off to go from a 5 to a 10. Lol. That's what she thought. That's what she thought, but that was not true. And JP's Tabernacle had become a friend of Karoga. Welcome, JP's, to the Friend of Karoga membership. Dave G. Sound says, hey to Resolute. I watched your Star Trek Infinite video. Stanley says they didn't always use condoms, but probably fine once it's dry. Stanley says, oh, me too. Was a traveling sales guy, ate my dinner off those bed sheets. Well, yeah, I'll be honest. I dropped popcorn on the bed sheet and ate it. I mean, it was only down for a second or two. Stanley says, and they found kids who actually wash dishes have better immune systems. Resolute says, Dave G, hi, not my Star Trek Infinite video. Yeah, I didn't see Resolute playing Star Trek Infinite. I saw Cinnabon was playing Star Trek Infinite or Infinity or whatever it's called. Stanley says, better than kids who wash their hands too much and use antibacterial lotion. Dave G says, oh, huh. Resolute says, maybe you're thinking of Cinnabon's video. Yvette says, my advice from personal experience, don't ever strip the bed in a hotel and look at the mattress. It takes forever to get over it. Yeah, you know, I just don't want to look. I just don't want to look. FKCHC 2005 says it's better with the labret piercing. Dave G says, oh, it was Cinnabon's vid. I was confused. No worries. JP says midgets are fun size. Resolute says the prom queen starts looking really horrible after she gets knocked up at 19. These girls did not get knocked up at 19. Well, I don't know. They may have gotten knocked up, but they never had kids. Let's put it that way. Not at 19, anyway. Stanley is such a gentleman. You know, I was thinking about this just last night. How pretty much Sisso Prey and every one of her friends that I can name, women, every one of her girlfriends, ended up having at least one child. Granted, some of them later in life, but everyone has had at least one child. And yet, guy friends of both Sisso Prey and myself, there are plenty of guy who did not end up having any kids. Just including myself. Just weird how that works. I would have, and 5 years ago, for Sisso Prey, there were quite a few, including Sisso Prey, who had not had any kids. But in the last 5 years, they all ended up managing to have one. I would have put it at a pretty even split. The women, their biological clocks, I guess, were ticking. What'd you say, Mama Frey? Yes, they were. Mama Frey confirms the biological clocks. The sister and their friend and her friends. And that is true, Resolute. They all had kids, but not a husband. That's right. They did not all have husbands, but they all managed to have kids. Which I guess for a guy, you can't have a kid without a wife or significant other. Whereas if you're a woman, you can have kids without a significant other. Yes, Mama Pray.
Okay, it's no secret that Charlie can see through IVF.
Right.
Okay. And on that website
Mhm.
that your sister goes to,
Mhm.
he has about 12 half siblings.
Right.
Okay. So the person, the biological father who donated the sperm,
Mhm.
has multiple children out there that he may get to meet when they turn 18 if he so desires.
Right.
They are allowed to get his name at that point. So he may never have had a girlfriend or a significant other,
Yes, that's true. But
but he does have.
yeah, but he
biological
doesn't have
children.
the choice to have it, like
Well,
the
he made
girls
that
do.
choice by donating.
True. Okay, but you can't.
Other than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going now. Come Saturday. I know what you
Stanley says that's interesting. Almost all of my female cousins on both sides have kids, but not even half of the guys do. Exactly. Stanley says for a guy, there's no rush really to have kids. LDG says thanks for the Uber Eats yesterday. By the way, Bird, it was a good thought. You are welcome. So last night I was in the underground and LDG is asking anyone who has Uber Eats if they would consider ordering dinner for him. He said he'd pay us back, but he's been banned from Uber Eats because he would order food from like Taco Bell and they would get, a little something wrong on the order, like forget to give him taco sauce. And then he would put in a complaint that he was missing an item and they would give him an automatic refund. And so they realized they were giving way too many refunds to his account and they decided to ban him from Uber Eats. So he couldn't order from Uber Eats at all. And now he's screwed that, Uber Eats ended up taking over virtually all the online ordering places in his area. So he has no way of getting outside food. So I said, yeah, mostly I just wanted to see what would happen. Something I figured of value would happen. So I went ahead and I I ordered what he wanted from a Japanese sushi restaurant, and he sent me the money, a couple extra bucks even. Anyway, I put in the order. He wanted a shrimp tempura roll. No, he wanted a shrimp tempura appetizer and some fancy roll. And instead, he got a less fancy roll and a shrimp tempura roll. And even though the roll was technically a little more expensive than the appetizer, it was not at all the appetizer he wanted. And I did offer to put in a complaint, with Uber, but he thankfully said no, not to worry, because he didn't want to risk my account getting banned or something. So he just accepted what he ended up getting. And yeah, I gotta say, LDG has the worst luck. Not that I've ever found Uber or DoorDash or any of these sites to be particularly good at getting orders right 100% of the time. I'd say at best they're 50-50. But LDG definitely, whether it's the area he lives in or just bad luck, he is definitely not getting what he orders most of the time. So. Stanley says, my brother and sister-in-law need to use a surrogate. Stanley says, blackballed and blacklisted. Yes, LDG is blacklisted from Uber Eats. Stanley says, be careful. If they find out, they'll blacklist you too. Well, that's why I didn't complain. Resolute says, wow, LDG, how bad do you have to get blackballed, DB to get blackballed by Uber Eats? I'm guessing that it's just something that happens probably after your fourth or fifth complaint. Now, certainly, it depends on how much you're spending. Because I'll be honest, I've had to have had probably 10 complaints this year for missing items on DoorDash, but that's 10 complaints on 100 orders. It's not that every order is a complaint. It's every fifth order, maybe even every third, fourth, or fifth order is some sort of complaint. And it's not that I purposely am putting in complaints. I'll only put in a complaint if it's a valid complaint. But if it's valid, I'm going to put it in. I'm not going to eat the cost of a problem because I'm afraid of them banning me. And if they did end up banning me, then I'd be complaining about it even more. And JP's is lolling. Well, let's bring up Today is October 16th, and actually the first day it lists it as is National Feral Cat Day. But other than that, it's World Food Day, Day of the Races, Dictionary Day. Webster was a true pioneer for creating the reference book we use so ubiquitously. Should look up that word in a dictionary. Oh, it's Global Cat Day. Excuse me. I called it World Cat Day. It's Global Cat Day. It's World Food Day. Global Cat Day. Educating, engaging, and empowering people to defend and protect cats is the right thing to do. Global Cat Day. Hashtag more cats for Joseph Day. It's Heroes and Forefathers Day, creating a more British Virgin Islands focused holiday. Honors the territory's rich cats. I guess that's only in the British Virgin Islands. It's National Bosses Day. If you are blessed with a great boss, you could call him a boss's boss. Oh, a boss. I don't know about that. National Department Store Day. Get ready as we explore department stores and their fascinating history today. Well, they're showing a supermarket. I don't know if that's the same thing as a department store. National Heroes of Jamaica Day. Jamaica has 7 great heroes that are remembered and cherished even today, supposedly. National Liqueur Day. Liqueurs are basically alcoholic beverages made from distilled spirits with lots of added flavors, like Jägermeister, a liqueur. Oh my God. One of my friends sent me a text message at 6:15 a.m. this morning of the Jägermeister. Apparently Jägermeister has a shop in the Delta terminal at JFK Airport. He was headed out to fly this morning and thought I'd want to see the picture of the Delta, of the Jägermeister set up there. Jägermeister was the company, one of the brands I worked with in my company 15 plus years ago, from 2000 to 2009. And at the time, yeah, it was great. It's since changed hands and not particularly as interesting to anymore, but it's still interesting to see. It's National Veterans Barbecue Day. Treat veterans around you with a smoking barbecue cookout and drinks on this day. It's World Allergy Awareness Day. Discover all the ways to eliminate and not exacerbate your allergies. And finally, it is World Spine Day. When your spine hurts, everything hurts. Here's why World Spine Day is so important, although I'm not going to click on it. because it's not that important. Professor Brainy Specs says 10 out of 100 is every fourth or fifth order new Kurogen method. I know. 10 out of 100 is 1 out of 10. And then I said 1 out of 4 or 5. It's close enough. And JP says, you're not going to complain over some sauce packets. That's the other thing. Right, that's the other thing, JP's. I wouldn't complain over sauce packets. Like, I didn't get ketchup. You don't get a refund for not getting a ketchup packet. You're not charged for ketchup packets. So how would you get a refund? Plus, we should have ketchup. Gorilla says only thing a dictionary is good for is throwing at people. Also, dictionaries are good to raise a table or a jumper seat, booster seat. JP says Webster's dictionaries make great fire starters. 54.5 Access Radio says Global Cat Day. When is it? Flat Earth Cat Day. Oh my God, Flat Earth Cat Day? Well, oh, I thought you were saying Flat Cat Day. What's the only thing better than a flat cat? Flat tax? I don't know. Fat cats? Garfield says maybe. Speed Wordle again. Speed Wordle. Come on. 5-letter word. Professor Brainy Specs. There's no burning books. Captain Infinity says infinite infinity. JP says Lowell first cat day. So you're going to give me a 5-letter word, and I'm going to see how quickly I can either get the word or we run out of yes. Rise is only 4 letters. Arise. Thank you, JPs. Arise. Okay, we got A, R in the right spot. C, crack. C-R-A-C-K. We got R and A in the right spot. Frame, F-R-A. No, there's no E. F-R-A and K. Frank. What can we do? What else? Train. No, there's no I. Trend, tram. What? Oh, Trone, well, I already, unfortunately, the E was already used. Frame. uh, orals. Nope. Hmm. BRA U brawl. BRAWL. No. Shit. Graph. Oh well. Missed it. Missed it today. That was for going too slow. Guys, please, if you can help with Mr. Lundell, he still has a GoFundMe going. I would consider it a personal favor for anyone who could donate to Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. It would help him as he continues to try to keep things together as he is between jobs. And I saw we got some donations since the last stream. I appreciate it, and I just want to continue to remind people, if you can, please give. And we're going to go and look at the news, see what's going on out there today. I have avoided the news most of the morning, so let's see. Apparently, Donald Trump has been placed under a limited gag order, which seems counter legal, but whatever. He's not the first person to be put in a gag order, which I disagree with. Construction of New York, New Jersey Gateway Tunnel, one of the nation's biggest transit. We don't need another tunnel to New Jersey. New York cyclists say bridge bike lanes are more dangerous. No shit. Stay the fuck off the bridges. Stay off the streets. Bicycles do not belong on the same streets as cars. And you know what? The streets, they're already made for cars. So keep your bicycles the fuck off. Israel war update. Suzanne Summers, I found out she died yesterday. Rest in peace. Asteroid being captured by NASA worth a gazillion, trillion, bazillion dollars. Not really being captured by NASA. It's being photographed, possibly be landed on. I don't think you can consider it being captured. God. Rite Aid files for bankruptcy amid opioid-related lawsuits and failing sales. Stupid. Um, a Catholic cardinal in Jerusalem offers himself to Hamas in exchange for children being held. I don't think they're going to take you up on that offer. Grand Theft Auto 6 release date confirmed. A new financial report. Okay, when is that? Suzanne Summers reveals birthday plans with her beloved husband and kids. Android 14's performance improvements could actually make a difference. That was something I was asking yesterday. Frasier reboot interview on Kelsey Grammer and No Niles. Sea bacteria moves farther north due to climate change. Sure it does. Okay. Whatever. Turn off. Continue without disabling. Thank you. Android 14 performance improvements could actually make a difference. These 3 under the hood memory management tweaks might be game changers. If they're tweaks, they don't sound like game changers. Frozen cached applications on Android 14 consume up to 50% fewer CPU cycles. Also optimizes app launches. I'm holding back installing Android 14 because I feel like if I do, the software I use for my pulse ox that I wear 24/7, that the phone has an app that creates a graph out of all the data it collects. If that can't launch, I'm out hundreds of dollars that I've spent on the hardware over the years. And there's no quick way of fixing it without somehow undoing the upgrade, which is not an easy thing to do. So I think I will hold off upgrading personally. The asteroid captured by NASA worth $10 quadrillion would make everyone on Earth a billionaire. No, it wouldn't. That's not how money works. Okay? Even if NASA somehow had the ability to safely land the asteroid in the desert somewhere, right? If they could safely land the asteroid in the Arizona desert and we could immediately start mining the asteroid, and the president of the United States said, you know what? We're going to share the wealth of this asteroid with everybody in the world. Everybody in the world can get a check for $1 billion. That is not how money works. If everybody had checked for $1 billion, then it would cost $100 million to have breakfast in the morning. And by noon the next day, everybody who had $1 billion would be in debt more than they've ever been in their entire lives. And by a week later, the entire economy will have collapsed. That's how it happens. You can't make everyone a billionaire. It doesn't matter how much gold or lithium or uranium, titanium is on the asteroid. It would become, plus the fact that just bringing so much of that stuff back would make the stuff worthless. It's only because it's hard to get or hard to find does, palladium have value? Does platinum have value? If you had an unending supply of platinum then becomes as worthless as iron or lead or nickel or copper. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 6 release date. Feeling hopeful for 2025. Yeah. Apparently 2024 is out. The release of GTA 6 would fall during fiscal year 2025. Well, that is not looking good. Hinting at October 26th and October 21st announcement date. However, if 2025 release date is to be believed, it may still be a while until we have any official information from Rockstar. This news comes the same week after a Reddit user alleges to have seen the official Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. It will apparently feature a voiceover from 2 new protagonists, as well as a look at the new and improved Vice City. GTA 6 release dates spotted on official Xbox documents. 2025. Resolute Germ says, thanks for the reminder. Stanley says, but technically, bicycles are vehicles. You should be able to ride right down the middle of the road. Fuck you. No, they're too slow. And the people on the bicycles, they tend to die. Stanley says, if they want us to ride bikes, make separated bike lanes. Stanley says, you can't ride on the sidewalk, and it's not safe to ride on the street. So bikes are just screwed. Absolutely. And JP says, F cyclists, they think they own the road and the sidewalks. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hello, everybody. I remember JP's. I was in California. That was in San Diego. I was headed to my boss's house in Rancho Santa Fe. And it was maybe my second or third time in Rancho Santa Fe. I really didn't have And this was before GPS. This was before GPSs. I had only had the original instructions for getting to my boss's house. I only knew one way to get there. There was no blocks. There was no back way. There was no hope of me finding an alternate way to get there. Years later, even after I studied all the roads, I still don't think there would have been an alternate way for me to get where I was going. But certainly at the time, it was not. There was nothing I could even conceive of. So I ended up turning, and these people on bicycles, they were along the side of the road, and they started putting their hands up like to stop. So I slowed down. I opened the window, and what are they saying to me? And they were like talking like a stereotypical Californian surfer or something. They were like, dude, like stop. Like, what's the matter? He's like, well, dude, there's like there's a whole bunch of bicycles coming up the road. The road is like closed. And I said, wait, is it closed or is it like closed? And he's like, I was like, he looks at me. I was like, you said the road is like closed. I'm asking you, is this road closed? He's like, but dude, there's going to be like a bunch of bicycles coming. You shouldn't go down that road. I said, I'll take that as a no. It's not closed. And I went for it. Of course, I sped up because I knew I had to turn in like a quarter mile. And I figured if I got there before the bicycles, I would just save a whole bunch of problems. And I did, and I made the turn. I assume the bicycles still came eventually, but had they come first, I don't know what would have happened. I'm glad we didn't have to come to that. But when the guy asked, the guy said, dude, it's like closed. Well, like closed doesn't mean closed. And knowing what I knew about California to that point, I would have really bet that before they closed the road officially, they probably had to put up a sign for 6 weeks warning everybody the road was going to be closed. And considering I had been there a couple of weeks before and there was clearly no sign about a closed road, I didn't think it was anything official. In fact, I'm sure it wasn't. It was just bicyclists thinking they could control the road. JP says, and stop signs and traffic lights don't apply to them. Resolute says, we're all going to be billionaires and bread will be $500,000. Yeah, money will be worthless, says JP's. Dan Van says, wow. Daniel says, I hear Grand Theft Auto 6 will be in Vice City. I can only hope. It seems like a good bet. JP says, in Grand Theft Auto 6 release will keep getting pushed back another 5 years. Yeah, I think that's also more than likely. Joshua says, Bird, if you would only be able to give around $1,000 worth of ore at a time back from the asteroid mine, so it wouldn't crash the price of what you're mining from the asteroid. Well, that's fine, but then you can't give $1 billion to everybody on the planet. Rezo Germ says Grand Theft Auto 6, the game that will never be. Todd Jenny says Kapla, Berto Bray. Kapla Todd Jenny. And Todd Jenny says, what about a classic Birdo Prey 5 crash land in the backyard? Jedi Bill says, Kapla, Brother Warrior. Birdo Prey 5, all should hail Karoga. Kapla, Jedi Bill. Josh Street says, Resolute Germ, Grand Theft Auto and Elder Scrolls 6 are the new meme game release in XX year, replacing Cyberpunk 2077, 20-year-long meme. JP's his 3,000-pound vehicle versus bicycle. Who's going to win? Not the bikes. Todd Jenny says, dude, like the sea turtle in Finding Nemo. Whoa, too cool. And Josh Street says, Jay, it depends on if the bicycle is 3,000 pounds. I suspect it's not. Biden weighs the risks of a wartime visit to Israel. My God. I can't believe. Did he go? It just says he. No. I don't know. Doesn't mention Schumer. Okay. We've got one deer bot. What's today? Monday. So I got one deer bot from over the weekend. And it says, Dear Bot, what is the best McDonald's breakfast? This is a tough question. In the olden days, well, okay. It varies. I'll be honest, it varies. I really used to enjoy the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. However, their biscuits are full of salt. They're the most salty of all their breakfasts. So, bacon, egg, and cheese bagel actually has less sodium. And the bagel, there is some sauce or something that is on the bacon, egg, and cheese bagel that is not on the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit or the bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin or the bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle. It is only on the bagel. It's like a white sauce, almost looks like mayonnaise, but I don't know what it is. But it really makes it taste incredibly good. I don't know what it is. They only use it on one side of the bagel, but my God, does it make it taste? It gives it an off the taste, an off the scale taste. So I would say bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. Second, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Third, bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin, which isn't really something they even technically sell, but you can get the regular egg McMuffin with bacon instead of Canadian bacon. Or if you don't like meat at all, just the egg and cheese biscuit, the egg and cheese bagel, the egg and cheese McGriddle. They're all good. They're all good, and even the big breakfast. The big breakfast is good. The hash brown is good. The only thing that I'm really not a fan of in the McDonald's breakfast are the pancakes, the hot cakes. Although Mama Pray likes the hot cakes. And I'm not a fan of their they have a burrito or something, but it's got peppers in it, so I can't eat that. But otherwise, almost everything McDonald's does breakfast wise, I like. Oh, I don't like their steak. Their breakfast steak, that's just nasty. Todd Jenny says, I got you all beat waiting on Half-Life 3. JP's is lolling at Half-Life 3. Miss Londell says, if Netanyahu is smart, he'll tell Sleepy Joe to stay home. JP says, Biden going to Israel would be extremely stupid. JP says, best McDonald's breakfast is the sausage McGriddle. Miss Londell says, thank you for all your donations. You are very welcome, Miss Londell. Todd Jenny says, so we can call him a McBreakfast biscuit tracker. Salty? Yes. Yes. Resolute Germ says the breakfast burrito is a good choice. Now, the problem is I don't like peppers. And by don't like, I mean I can't eat peppers. So that's my problem. Gorilla says, go figure, a New Yorker liking a bagel. Resolute Germ says, that's cream cheese. No, Resolute. That is not cream cheese. Whatever they have on the bagel, the egg and cheese bagel, it is not cream cheese. Daniel's Hot Topic says, which one is the McGriddle? It's the one that's got the syrup in the bread. Todd Jenny's chuckles at the white sauce reference, zips up fly, and takes McDonald's visor hat. Har, har, har. Low Specs Linux laptop is in the house. Hello, Low Specs Linux laptop. JP says the McGriddle has the maple syrup impregnated in the bun. Todd Jenny says hot fakes. McDonald's has hot fakes. Waffle House has pancakes. Todd Jenny says steak is leftover repurposed McRib. I wouldn't be surprised. Resolute says most breakfast steak is crap no matter where you go. I'll be honest, Resolute, I've had quite a few very good steak and eggs over the years. Not from McDonald's, but a surprising number of places. And Todd Jenny says, facepalm. We could have attacked the God Emperor of Karoga with pepper ships. Geez, now we know. And Daniel says, oh yeah, I remember that. In fact, now, yeah, the one with the maple syrup in the bun, it's yummy. Todd Jenny says, maple syrup, how Canada will addict you and take over the world. Yeah. So I've been rewatching For All Mankind. We're up to late season 2, I believe. At this point, it's continuing to be good. Uh, I will again suggest anybody who has access to Apple TV, or if you've never had it before, you get access to it. You don't need an Apple TV. You can watch it on a Roku or an Amazon Prime, an Amazon Fire TV, or just an Android device. You can download the Apple TV app, and you get a free month of access. It's probably a free week at least, maybe a free month of access. And you start watching For All Mankind. There's 3 seasons, and the 4th season is coming out later this year. So I suggest watching it. It's for anybody who likes sci-fi and space. It's good stuff. The Random Menace is greetings from the future. I fell asleep waiting for you. Oh, hashtag more cats for Joseph. It's Global Cat Day, Joseph. Global Cat Day. Well, hopefully you will rewind and listen from the start, because we will be ending here in a couple of minutes. Daniel's Hot Topic says, I have not had that in a long time. And Todd Jenny says, oh no, Suzanne Summers died. Yeah, unfortunately, Todd, we found out about that yesterday. Yesterday, I did a Sunday evening stream. Yeah. Come and knock at our door. Our laughs are hers, and his is Three's Company too. Jim's Landscape LLC, #1, Commodore Boone Productions says, hail, Jim's Landscape. Resolute Germ says, I don't give Apple money, so I may go sailing to watch that one. Whatever you do or don't do, Resolute. Daniel's Hot Topics says to Todd Jenny, yeah, it's really sad. Rest in peace, Suzanne Summers. I mean, you don't want to give money to Apple, but I mean, figure that some of that money is going to Ronald D. Moore, who certainly, I believe, deserves what he can get for things like For All Mankind, for his past work on like Battlestar Galactica, and all the time he put into various Star Treks. Apple TV is one of the least expensive streaming platforms out there. And I hate Apple. Don't get me wrong. I have no love for Apple whatsoever. But as much as I dislike almost everything Apple puts out, Apple TV is the one Apple thing I don't mind paying. I'd rather pay Apple TV than Netflix or pretty much any other streaming service. 47 Yorktown says hashtag more cats for Joseph. JP says no one is going to save the African orphans now. And Jim's Landscape puts out a link to his new Alien video. Resu Germ says it will look okay, JPs. Angelina Jolie will adopt the continent, I think he means. The Random Menace is 47 Yorktown, almost. One kitten was following us today, but I returned it to its owners. JV says, lol, oh, I forgot about her. Schwario says, Bird Pray 5, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. I hope you are doing well today, Schwario. Onward and upward, says Schwario. 47 Yorktown puts in the crying cat. And Schwario says hello to you all. Hello to you and to your house. The Apple Menace. The Random Menace says, I have Apple TV as part of my iCloud services. Well, there you go. If anybody has iCloud, you might have Apple TV. Okay, guys. Well, I think that will be it for today. I know not a particularly long one, but I think we've got what we came to say. Well, let's finish up a couple of comments. Daniel's Hot Topic says, we lost the ropes. We lost Mr. Furley. We lost Jack Tripper, John Ritter. Now we lost Suzanne Summers. All we have left is Cindy, Larry, Janet, and maybe that lady that had the hots for Jack, Mr. Furley. Like H, like her. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, someone has to pay for those self-deletion nets on the Apple factories in China. The Random says, that's what she said. I have Apple TV as part of my iCloud service. That's what she said. That's what she said. Okay, Random Menace. I'm a little confused on that one. That's okay. I've been confused before, and I imagine I will be confused again. Kapla all, bird out.